Hello everyone, welcome back. In this session, we will see the next part from the questions tab. In the last section, we have covered the overview of the Google Forms. So let's go ahead. The one point we missed is to maintain the name of the form and particular the folder structure. So just click on here and say test form 1. By default, it is into my drive. However, I can create folders and organize them. Okay. Now till the description and the default header part we have seen. So let's go ahead and hit the add question button here. So today we will see some of the questions in this video. So when you click on the add, by default it opens up in a section or a separate question window. Now this is very crucial what kind of questionnaire we are designing, what type of questions we are asking, what type of answers or inputs we are seeking from the users. So from all this perspective, this is very important. Okay. Now this is basically the drag button. So whenever we have multiple questions, we can drag these. For example, I have another questions, so I can just simply drag to reorder these sections. Okay. For now, I'll delete this question. So by default, it has taken the multiple choice question option with option 1, and we have another option to choose others. This is to duplicate. So once we have finalized the question, we have designed one question, and if we wanted to replicate it, we can simply click on duplicate to duplicate our question. We can delete it, and this is very important. So if we wanted to make a question mandatory, we can simply click on it. What does this mean is basically when we have multiple sections or multiple pages, or when we submit the form, if this questions is unanswered, it will not allow the user to submit it. Okay, so that's how these required questions is basically the mandatory questions. Okay, let's go ahead and see what type of questions do we have here. The first is short answer. So short answer is nothing but we can have a paragraph or short one-liner kind of a answer we can expect. Say for example, how is the weather there? Okay, so here we can write our short answer text. Okay, so this is simple. Now there are some criteria which we can set here. So for example, here we have response validation and the description. So if we say description, if we enable the description, we can add a description that here you need to mention one line about the weather in your locality. Okay, so this is my questions description. So basically a supportive information of the questions that we are asking. Second is response validation. For example, in this question should have a fixed length. Okay, so here we can mention the maximum character count or the minimum character count. So maximum, let's say I wanted to fix this to, for our demo purpose, I'll fix it to 10. And custom error text. So for example, if user is not meeting up this criteria, what error text should it throw? So only 10 characters are allowed. Okay, hit on the preview button on the top and see. So here we can see our question along with the descriptive text, and here I say this is my test. Now see, immediately I cross the limit, it is showing me the warning that only 10 characters are allowed. So I need to modify my input here and then click on the submit. Okay, so this is how you can maintain these questions. So for example, okay, with this we have covered the short answer. So before we move ahead, so let's cover another condition in the short answer. So let me duplicate this and let's say enter your email address. Okay, in this case I do not want the description, so I'll switch this field off. Okay, Now it is by default giving the suggestion enable email collection setting. So I can click on this. So it has by default taken the setting that it will first accept the email address. Okay, but if you do not want this way, what we can do is in the same short answer section, we can click on the text, and here I can apply the criteria as email address. So if it is not an email address, then what error text should we enter is this is not the email or correct email address. Okay, let me hit the preview. Now see here, we have these questions again, right? Because we have removed the validation, now it is not accepting this. Sorry, it is still there. And enter your email address. So for example, a at b underscore dot underscore c. Okay, so this is not the correct email address, and in that case, if I enter dot and if I abc at g, gmail.com. Now see here, it has automatically accepted that it's a valid email address. Okay, so this is how you can make use of your short answer text. So similarly, let me duplicate this further. So similar is the case with our paragraph. So paragraph is nothing but tell us something more about your city. Okay, now this is a long answer text. Again, we can add the description or a response validation. So for example, we can set a length for this, and we can enter a regular expression. So for example, if it contains some of the pattern, if it does not contain, if it matches a particular word. So it depends on what type of questions we are putting in. So if we are asking general questions, I recommend to let's keep it as a lengthy by setting a number of character count. If even if we are expecting long answer, then this criteria should not be there at all. Okay, so this is how you can create the short and long answer or the paragraph question. So here, if you have noticed, in this question also we have this kind of image icon here. So if I click on that, we can put any image. Say for example, weather, and we can put a good image here. So let me take this image and insert. Okay, and then hit the preview. So it will insert that image so that your question will look more relevant and it will have a visual appeal. So I hope you like this video. So thanks for joining. Stay tuned for the next, and thank you.